Hello students, in the previous video we studied the differences between C3 plants, C4 plants and CAM plants. Now in this video I am going to explain about the factors affecting the rate of photosynthesis. Okay, so there are two factors that affects the rate of photosynthesis. They are external factors and internal factors. So internal factors and external factors are involved in affecting the rate of photosynthesis in plants. So internal factors includes plant factors, whereas external factors includes atmospheric factors or environmental factors. Atmospheric factors. Okay, plant factors includes number of leaves present in that plant, size of leaves. So if the number of leaves, green color leaves present in that plant is more, rate of photosynthesis will be more. So if the size of leaf is more, then rate of photosynthesis is more. Size of leaves and orientation of leaves. Orientation of leaves means how they are oriented towards sunlight. If they are oriented towards sunlight properly, they can trap more amount of sunlight and hence the rate of photosynthesis will be more. So it also depends upon orientation of leaves. And it also depends upon chlorophyll, amount of chlorophyll present in the chloroplast of leaves, and it depends upon the number of chloroplasts present in mesophyll cells. Along with all these factors, it also depends upon genetic makeup of the plants. It also depends upon genetic makeup. So genetic makeup of plants. Right, now let's see external factors, that is atmospheric factors. Okay, so atmospheric factors includes sunlight, light and carbon dioxide, water, temperature and oxygen. So all these factors are the atmospheric factors, are environmental factors which affect the rate of photosynthesis. Okay, before going into the details of these factors which affect the rate of photosynthesis, I want to explain about Blackman's law of limiting factor. Law of limiting factor given by a scientist, Blackman. Hence it is called Blackman's law of limiting factor. Okay, so Blackman's law of limiting factor. Okay, according to this Blackman's law of limiting factor, when a biochemical process is governed by the involvement of more than one factor, that is several factors, the rate of that biochemical process is limited by a factor which is present at its minimal value. I'll explain this. So, according to this law of limiting factor, a biochemical process, when a biochemical process is governed, biochemical process like photosynthesis is governed by the involvement of, that means if it is taking place by the involvement of several factors, by the involvement of several factors or more than one factor, several factors, the rate of that biochemical process depends upon the rate of that biochemical process is limited by a factor which is present at its minimal value, by a factor which is present at its minimal value, at its minimal value. Okay, right, I will explain this. So this is photosynthesis is a biochemical process, right? Okay, so this photosynthesis occurs by the involvement of factors like carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, chlorophyll. So among all these factors, any factor, the factor which is present at minimal value is involved in limiting this biochemical process. That means photosynthesis here. So here we are talking about the biochemical process, that is photosynthesis. This photosynthesis is taking place by the involvement of more than one factor. So photosynthesis is a biochemical process which is taking place, which is governed by the involvement of more than one factor, that is carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, chlorophyll. Okay, and the rate of this biochemical factor is limited by a factor, a single factor which is present at minimal value. So C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O, right? Okay, so here what are the factors? Carbon dioxide is one factor, water is one factor, sunlight is one factor, chlorophyll is one factor. So among these factors, all the factors are present at optimal value, but only one factor. If that factor can be carbon dioxide, water, or sunlight, or chlorophyll. If any factor like carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, or chlorophyll is present at minimal value, lower concentration, then that biochemical process can be limited. So the limiting or decrease in the rate of biochemical process depends upon a factor which is present at minimal value. That factor can be carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, or chlorophyll. Okay, that factor, suppose here carbon dioxide concentration is less. So carbon dioxide is involved in limiting the rate of photosynthesis, that is biochemical process. So if the carbon dioxide concentration is increased, if more amount of carbon dioxide is provided to the plant, then what happens? Rate of photosynthesis will be increased. So that is about Blackman's law of limiting factor. It states that when a biochemical process is governed by the involvement of more than one factor or several factors, the rate of that biochemical process is limited by a factor which is present at its minimal value, lower concentration. If that factor is provided to the plant, then rate of photosynthesis or that biochemical process can be proceeded. Its rate will be increased. Okay, now let's start with the factors that affect the external factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis. First thing is sunlight. Let's talk about sunlight first. Okay, sunlight. So when we are discussing about sunlight which affects the rate of photosynthesis, we need to understand the intensity of light. Three factors, that is intensity of light, and then duration of light and quality of light. Quality of light and duration of light. Duration of sunlight. Okay, now let's study the effect of this light on the rate of photosynthesis. Okay, so here I am taking sunlight, light intensity on x-axis and rate of photosynthesis on y-axis. Let's study the effect of sunlight on the rate of photosynthesis with the help of a graph. Okay, right. Rate of photosynthesis which is affected by light intensity. So here on x-axis I am taking light intensity. Light intensity is taken on x-axis and rate of photosynthesis is taken on y-axis. So this is rate of photosynthesis. Okay, so when the light intensity goes on increasing, rate of photosynthesis will be going on increasing. At one point of light intensity, it reaches compensation point. Rate of photosynthesis reaches a point called compensation point. So compensation point is the point where is the point of light intensity or the value of light intensity at which the amount of carbon dioxide absorbed by the plant for the process of photosynthesis is equal to the amount of carbon dioxide released through the process of respiration. That is called as compensation point. Light intensity, light compensation point. So, light compensation point is the point at which, that is nothing but the value of light intensity at which the amount of carbon dioxide absorbed by the plant for the process of photosynthesis is equal to the amount of carbon dioxide released by the plant through the process of respiration. That is called compensation point. So, this point is compensation point. Compensation point. Okay. So, after this compensation point also, if the light intensity goes on increasing, then rate of photosynthesis goes on increasing, and at one point it reaches a point called saturation point. At one point the rate of photosynthesis reaches maximum rate of photosynthesis. So the light intensity, the point of light intensity or the value of light intensity at which the rate of photosynthesis is reaching maximum is called as saturation point. So this point of light intensity is saturation point. So this is saturation point. Okay. So after this point also, this is maximum rate of photosynthesis. After this point also, if this light intensity goes on increasing, rate of photosynthesis will not increase. Later, rate of photosynthesis will be decreased. Because of what? Because of solarization. So, because of solarization, so this rate of photosynthesis will be decreased if light intensity goes on increasing even after saturation point. That is called solarization. So, this solarization is caused because of two reasons. One reason is because of photooxidation of pigments. Because of photooxidation of photosynthetic pigments and because of the inhibition of photosystems. Because of the inhibition of the activity of photosystems. Photosystem activity will be inhibited. That is called solarization. Okay, I just repeat. So, when the light intensity goes on increasing, rate of photosynthesis goes on increasing at one point of light intensity, at one value of light intensity, there is photosynthesis. Rate of photosynthesis reaches compensation point. Compensation point is the point at which, point of light intensity at which or value of light intensity at which the amount of carbon dioxide absorbed by the plant for the process of photosynthesis is equal to the amount of carbon dioxide released by the plant through the process of respiration is called as, so P value is equals to R value. That means carbon dioxide absorbed for the process of photosynthesis is equal to the carbon dioxide which is released through the process of respiration. That is called compensation point. Okay, after this compensation point, if the light intensity goes on increasing, rate of photosynthesis increases and it reaches a point called saturation point. Saturation point is a point where the maximum rate of photosynthesis is reached. The light intensity at which maximum rate of photosynthesis is reached is called as light saturation point. Okay, after this saturation point also, if the light intensity goes on increasing, rate of photosynthesis decreases because of what? Because of solarization. This solarization is caused because of photooxidation, that is photooxidation, breakdown of pigments by sunlight. So photooxidation and the inhibition of photosystems. So inhibition of the activity of photosystems. Okay, so now let's discuss two more points here. So the light intensity at which this saturation point is reached. So actually, among the total amount of sunlight absorbed by the plant, only 10% of the sunlight is enough. Only 10% of the sunlight is enough to reach saturation point or to reach the maximum rate of photosynthesis, and hence what can we say? The sunlight becomes rarely a limiting factor of photosynthesis. So among total amount of sunlight absorbed by the plant or among the total amount of incident sunlight, only 10% of sunlight is enough to reach the maximum rate of photosynthesis or to reach saturation point, and hence the sunlight rarely it becomes limiting factor of photosynthesis. But in case of smaller plants which are growing in dense forests under the larger trees, In those cases, sunlight becomes limiting factor, because when the small plant is growing under the tree, in case of dense forest, the sunlight, incoming sunlight will not fall properly on the surface of the leaves of the smaller plants. In those cases, like smaller plants which are growing in dense forests under the larger trees, this sunlight becomes limiting factor. Okay, so this is all about sunlight. Next coming to carbon dioxide.